Hello, and welcome to our midweek meditations for the 4th week after Easter. Today we're reflecting on being a good sheep. Have you noticed how quickly we have become used to queuing again? We have no trouble lining up, patiently waiting for our turn to enter a supermarket, chatting with complete strangers about the weather, or whatever else comes into our heads. Apparently, sheep also like to queue, but unlike us, they don't like to be the one at the front. Perhaps that is why they are so happy to follow the shepherd, because they are not the ones taking the initiative. Sheep like to be one of the crowd. They don't like to stand out, because it makes them vulnerable to attack from predators. Last Sunday's Gospel reading referred to Jesus as the Good Shepherd, and how he inspires trust in the sheep by the sound of his voice. But very little was said about how to be a good sheep. It was implied that good sheep will trust their shepherd and follow where they are led, which seems to be relatively simple. But we know from experience that there is more to it than that. If we are truly to be like sheep, then we need to learn to get on with the rest of the flock. Sheep follow one another's example. Rather than being jealous of another's progress or success, they trust the one in front of them to be following the shepherd, rather than a whim of their own for water or grass. And because they follow one another, they work together. They are not all trying to go in different directions and follow different leaders. The Apostle Paul reprimanded the early Christians when they split themselves into preferences for different leaders, not because of their failure to follow him, but because they were not following the Good Shepherd, Jesus Christ. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This psalm is the obvious one to link with thinking about being a good sheep, because it describes the Lord as the shepherd. However, whenever I read it, I'm reminded of a hymn we often sang at primary school, "Father, hear the prayer we offer," which seemed to be at odds with this psalm. The verses suggest that we are happy to follow God so long as it is not always in green pastures or by still waters. We crave excitement and drama, as well as peace and rest, perhaps even more so at the moment. That then raises the question whether we can still be good sheep if we want something different. I believe we can, for it is God who gave us the thirst for knowledge, the desire to explore, to look for new horizons. We are created with different attitudes and approaches, so we will not always get on with each other or want to go the same way, but we will always be loved. All that God asks is that we listen for the voice of the Good Shepherd and are ready to follow with all his sheep, wherever we may be led. I see so many others winning prizes, being praised for their good work, that I do not think I belong in this flock. I am not always good at following, I get distracted by new sights. I wonder what is around the corner, or what it would feel like to jump into mud, or how far I can see from the tall rocks. I'll never win any prizes for how I look, or for the work I do. How can I belong to this flock? And then I hear your voice, calling my name, and see you looking at me with love in your eyes. And then I know it's not about being the best, but about being loved by you. And if I stop worrying about others, I will always be good enough for you.